you don't get quality sleep, it's as if you're not brushing your teeth. Because what the central nervous system, it kicks off spinal fluid, and it kicks off that spinal fluid. It's actually chugging away at your brain. What's going on? How are you?
Dude, I'm full fueled.
Yeah?
Life's good, bro. How you doing?
I'm living life full fueled.
You got the short shorts on, no
I got
shoes?
No shoes today, bro.
That's what that smell is. Damn. What?
Yeah, man.
You wash those socks or what?
Dude, it is, no, I'm into the long socks lately. I don't get it. I guess it's just it's a thing.
Ankles
now.
get cold.
Dude, I'm not going to lie, though. I swear to you, ankles do get cold.
Right? Like, there's nothing worse than, like, chilly ankles. So you got to rock some mid calves, bro.
Nothing worse than the chilly ankles.
Dude,
that's
like
right, man. You got to cover those bees up.
That's like a lacrosse thing, bro. Like, everyone, like, would always make fun of the kid who had, like, low socks. It's like, if you had mid-calf socks, it's like, all right, this kid can play. It's like, the kid with low socks, you were like, whose parents, who let this kid out the house?
I'm not going to lie.
But then there was always that one kid with the low socks that was a baller.
He was a baller.
And he came out and you were like, don't worry about this guy. And he would just put like 5
friggin' jump out of a gym, too. Yeah. Although, you don't need to really jump high in lacrosse.
I never jumped in lacrosse,
Yeah. But you could jump.
You can if you want to.
No. Like, could you jump?
Can I jump?
Do you have a high vertical?
I can grab rim.
You can grab rim?
5'10".
Dang, bro. Little Italian boy.
All right.
Redhead.
Yeah.
Grabbing rim.
Yeah.
Wow.
I dunked a volleyball once in my prime.
In your prime?
That was it. And the problem is I can't like palm the basketball. My hand's not big enough.
So you had to get it over the rim.
Get up and then like it would slip out or it was like I was like close, but no.
Dude, I would tomahawk.
Yeah.
Friggin'.
How tall are you? 6 foot?
6'1".
Yeah. So.
Yeah, man.
Good for you.
But I'm digging the socks. I would wear those low socks, but you know what? I was looking at my ankles. I'm like, dude, my ankles are kind of skinny. I've been checking out people's ankles a lot lately too.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, those things are robust. Like that, like straight
like
blocks
nice
going down. Like it's like a cankle look.
Yeah.
Like you can't see the ball, and then mine are like ultra skinny. There's a good middle ground to ankles.
There is, yeah. You don't want to be too skinny where it's like bone and tendon, right?
Like that's straight me.
Yeah,
like I'm
me
straight.
too.
Like you could see my Achilles tendon
small.
right in the back.
Yeah.
Like it comes up, and then you get those two little.
Yeah. Hey, Pop, if you're listening, thanks for the ankles. my ankles look just like my dad. Real skinny, dude.
Real skinny. And then the cankles might be a little too much.
Yeah. There's a fine line, right?
There's definitely a fine line, but you can't do anything about that. I don't think. Like you can't do anything
very
about
genetic. You're not gonna. Dude, I go to the gym, train ankles. Where's the ankle machine, bro? You don't walk in.
No ankle machine.
There's no ankle machine.
Yeah.
What are we talking about, dude? What's going on?
Talking about ankles today, obviously.
Is this episode?
Huh?
One of our pillars?
No, we're talking about sleep.
Sleep.
We're talking about sleep today.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sleep with socks?
I don't sleep with socks. Actually, that's a good. What is sleep hygiene? Is sleep hygiene's without socks? I don't think I've ever seen a study on that.
I've actually heard, and I don't know if this was a study or more like empirical, like someone said, but if you sleep with socks, like keeping that warmth at your feet, you actually will your body will cool you down, right? So your body will want to cool off, and people say that you sleep better. I can't do it. Dude, if I got socks on my feet, I can't sleep.
Dude, I don't sleep with anything. Like, I mean, I sleep very...
Just butt naked?
Nah, I don't. I sleep with underwear.
Okay, yeah. That's something.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I could sleep with, just nothing, but if it, you're flopping around, you need something. You know what I mean? You feel me?
Yeah. I feel you, yes, I understand. Yeah. No, I get it. I don't mind it, actually.
Yeah.
Little flops, all right.
You know what? You sleep naked then, huh?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
Just if it's warm.
Yeah, you're a silk sheet type of guy. You just...
No, but I do have these really nice, it's not a plug, but this brand called Sheeex, Sheex.
That's silk, 100% silk.
No, it's not silk. It's like a polyester like this, bro. Like this dry fit.
Oh, that's silky.
Real cool at night.
Yeah?
It's like performance sheets are called.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good sleep hygiene?
Yeah. I sleep well in them, man. I'm not like sweating at night, I also got one of those mattresses that like kind of disperses your body heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big thing, bro, because like I run warm. I'm sure you do too.
Dude, I run warm.
And that's where like a lot of these companies are coming out with these mattresses that cool you.
Yeah.
Which like that's probably something I'm going to get you know, I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. But one of those toppers that then has like the cooling coils, and it pumps cold water through it at night.
There's like a little EMF built into it too, or is it just mainly meant for core?
Like if it's Wi-Fi, there's probably some radiation coming from it. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because there's some mats out there. I know one of them is the Beamer.
Oh, you mean like a PEMF mat?
Yeah, PEMF.
Yeah, that pulse. That's the difference, right? Like, it's a little segue here, but like EMF that comes from like those 5G towers outside and from our phones is like unfiltered, scattered, just like kind of like erratic like signal rays. Waves. But PEMF is pulsed, and they are able to control those waves, and so it's actually like it's gonna help.
Deterrent, right?
Well, it has different effects on the cells and the calcium channels in your cells, which are ion channels. So they have negative and positive charges, and it helps to kind of like balance them. It's pretty sweet, man.
Dude, that's what's so awesome. Crazy about how our body works, even during the day, and with technology, that it's so electric. We're absorbing that energy.
Yeah.
And then that comes, to our point of sleep hygiene, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like I have pretty good sleep hygiene. I wouldn't say I have the best by any means.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like get my phone away from me because it's just easy as a vibration source. I tried to have an alarm.
Yeah.
And friggin' my wife was like about to kill me.
Yeah.
Because it would go off. So I put the vibration, the nice light vibration. I should just get like something that vibrates, obviously. Yeah. But one thing that I for a year I wore a Whoop band when I was sleeping, and I would measure my sleep every night. So I'd take a look at it, and man, I would look at my different stages 1, 2, 3, SWS and REM, and like what I was in for the time periods, and I was pretty dialed in. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice.
Like I slept really good.
That's good.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah. I used to track with oh man, what was the one I had? I think it was the Fitbit. One of the Fitbits. That was a sleep tracker.
A wearable.
It was a wearable.
Yeah.
I think the Whoop is good. I think there's these beds now, these 8 sleep mattresses that are better than wearables or similar in that they track. And
the Aura is what I recommend.
The Aura is a good one. Yeah. And again, it's just tracking your heart rate, and it's tracking movement in your body, right? Like when you're in those deep stages of sleep, you're really not moving at all.
Yeah.
When you're in light sleep, maybe you're like kind of like rolling around, or like limbs are moving.
Right.
Like when I walk in on my kids in their nap and I go to wake them up or something, and they're like in that like sleep state, they're just laying there with like little like twitches in their hands and stuff. I'm like, what's he dreaming about right now? Right? He's like fighting somebody, he's twitching, or you've seen dogs do that. And so that's a different stage of sleep. And then obviously there's like the rapid eye movement sleep, which is like where you're going to get your most recovery. It's where your body's like really in that wavelength that's healing, and you're in a healing state, and you'll go in and out of these phases of sleep all night long.
Yeah,
but I think let's talk.
Those are called delta waves, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, let's talk about like the top things you can do to like hack into good sleep. I think that would be a great way to kind of approach this first episode here. Like I'll drop a few and you drop a few, and we'll just give some chunks of knowledge. So looking at, making sure your room is as dark as possible. And that's not even just like the windows. Yes, blacking out the windows and trying to get it, but like the little lights, bro, like the one that comes from your alarm clock, or the one that comes from the little smoke detector on the roof. Like that little bit of light is enough to disturb your sleep sometimes. And even light on your skin. Right, so like if your eyes have a cover on it,
that comes like down to curtains, right? Like getting it all like you want it pitch black,
as dark as possible.
Because everyone's gonna probably have a window, or some element of.
Most rooms have windows. Yeah.
I have. What is killing me lately is my smoke alarm. This freaking little green light that'll throw me off, right?
Yeah, because that little bit of light, if you looked at that and you woke up in the middle of the night and looked at it, that's going to stimulate that optic nerve, which is going to send a signal to your brain, and it's almost like the light's on, wake up, and your body's going to start to secrete maybe a little bit of cortisol and start to kind of push you towards like wake up. Then you're like, shit, why can't I go back to sleep? It's like, well, you just looked at that light, or like when you go to the bathroom, you don't turn the light on, right? Like if you can, just like shimmy your way to the bathroom in the dark.
I do that.
I do that too.
100%. I don't want to spike the cortisol levels.
I've memorized the path it takes to go to the bathroom if I have to in the middle of the night, which isn't often. But and then the other thing is like getting as many wireless stuff out of the room, like the phone next to your bed, just radiating your head all night. Just submitting this signal, right? Because phones just are always triangulating a signal to the satellites or whatever, so that signal is just pulsing in your room. And if that phone's sitting there next to your bed or people put it under their pillow, I'm like, you're just like radiating your brain.
Right.
As you're trying to sleep. That's going to disturb your sleep because those waves are affecting your brain waves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one thing that you said too of like you want to actually go into sleep dehydrated slightly, and then you don't want to obviously eat too close to your bedtime. Like you almost want to be a little bit hungry going into your sleep window.
I sleep better when I'm like hungry and fasting. It's interesting. Like I will sleep
Hungry and
all
fast.
night long.
Yeah, all night long. Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying the adverse.
No.
But no, so those are two things that are good because your body then is focused more on the sleep aspect than it is anything else, right? Because you don't have to go, it's not going and focusing, like your blood supply is not going to focus on food and trying to break down that food.
Yeah.
So in that even like impairment, right, with drinking, that element takes away. So like that's not good at sleep hygiene to drink alcohol close to bedtime.
That's right.
2 to 3 hours before is obviously ideal where you would eliminate any type of alcohol, any type of food, and then any type of hydration going into sleep. So making sure you're getting it within those windows that you need it is really important for sleep hygiene. There's obviously like, I'm going to be point blank, I'm not friggin' the greatest, but like I do try to do a lot of quality things as preparatory to sleep, where I won't to like touch my phone. So I have like kind of that wind down period. That's a big thing in terms of sleep hygiene of like introducing your body for sleep.
Right.
Like, hey, I'm subconsciously and consciously letting my body know that you are going to bed. So that's a really big thing, key for me as far as a trigger. And so I do as a system, I'll do Spanish and then I'll go into book reading, just a few pages of that to allow my body to trigger that, hey, I'm literally talking to my body and my subconscious that like, hey, you're going to sleep. And so it's one of those telling mechanisms built within the system that allows my body to go to sleep.
I love that. I think if I had to say the most important thing, that's something that every single person can do, right?
Yeah.
If you say, "Oh, I can't do it," you're just making excuses. Get off your devices. Don't look at the TV, right? No screens. They say an hour. I say 2 hours before bed. That's going to allow your body to shift that circadian rhythm towards sleep, right? Towards a sleep cycle that's positive for you, where you're going to shift into melatonin secretion, less cortisol. Versus like if you're just stimulating your brain with light and this blue light that's very disruptive, you're not going to be ready for sleep. And you're like, why do I lay in bed and toss and turn? It's because you just blasted yourself with this really high stimulatory thing right before bed. So put the phone in a drawer or put it outside the room. Don't watch TV. Like you said, read a book. Get some nice red lights. Red lights, a sick hack, dude. You can buy these lights that only they're filtered with a red filter around the bulb. So yeah, your room's red and it looks like a freaking dungeon, but like it's kind of cool. But it's not stimulating you either. So you can have light on, you can see, you can read in it, but you're going to be shifting more towards that like sunset type of light that your body like recognizes as like, hey, it's time to get ready for bed.
Yeah.
If you want to hear your question answered live on the show, submit it to ask@fullfuel.com. Check out the Optimizers program where we build max muscle, improve longevity, and get guys freaking shredded so that they can crush it at life for as long as possible.
Live full fueled. Live beyond limits, baby.
Yeah, I think it's crucial. What's wild is that you don't realize this, but James Clear always talks about this, right? You don't rise to levels of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems, right? So like if you incorporate that system of like you're just utilizing your body as a utilization to do something, you can become more efficient during the day because if like your sleep's more efficient, you can become better, like a better person during the day. But of just having a system in place of incorporating these things that then you're like, man, I feel a lot better today. Like sleep, I think, is the most imperative thing. Well, somebody told me this and I was like, man, that's really cool. So they gave the description of sleep as brushing your teeth every day. They're like, if you don't get quality sleep, it's as if you're not brushing your teeth. Because what the central nervous system, it kicks off spinal fluid. And when it kicks off that spinal fluid, it's actually chugging away at your brain. So the longer you can get within SWS and REM sleep, so SWS is your slow wave sleep, and REM is your rapid eye movement sleep, right? And so as those two things combine and happen, right? REM, it's like you need to be like an hour and a half is like healthy, hour and a half to 2 hours. But like your central nervous system is literally kicking off that fluid to chug away at your brain to remove plaque that was formed on your brain. Then if you're getting a clean brain, you obviously feel more refreshed, you feel better, you are able to do more things, you're able to think more clearly. But think of this long-term effects, right? If you don't brush your teeth for brush your teeth for a period of 15 years, what do you think are going to friggin' happen to your teeth?
Yeah, you're going to look like that guy from Cops, dude. I swear, officer. Yeah, man, I agree. It's like the concept of sleep hygiene is like, within the last 10 years has really exploded, but it's true, bro. It's like
so true.
Yeah, that's a good point about the CNS. That's cerebrospinal fluid, man, and the way that it's clearing out, right? It's clearing out the bad stuff and making way for your body for the next day, like refreshing you almost. And the same thing's happening because you're sleeping for 8 hours, maybe 7 hours. That's a decent fast, right? And say you didn't eat dinner for a bit before that. Now you're in like a 10-hour fast. Your body is processing everything. Your liver is super active around the hours of like 2 to 3 a.m., right? So like people who wake up at that time of night, possibly check your liver, see if there's maybe some kind of detoxification hold up or something like that. But that's when your body's just trying to like get everything like handled, right? It's like, okay, like the lights are off up here. Let's figure the rest of this out, So it's like it can make way for your next day.
That's awesome. Yeah, the lights are out up there.
Yeah.
Now it's go time.
Yeah, the muscles are not needing anything. Everything else is turned off so that it can process that. But so we touched about like we talked on darkness is a big one. Avoiding screens a couple hours before bed. I think like a cool room, you sleep better. That's just proven by science. Is when the room is cold, they say like 68 degrees.
Yeah, that's aggressive for me. We're not there yet. We're at 74.
Okay.
72.
It's actually kind of warm.
Yeah, it's a little warmer. Yeah, it definitely is.
Like, dude, like last night, it was like I just turned my AC off and opened a door. It was like 60.
Bro, man.
I was freezing in the morning, but I slept great, dude. I slept great. Yeah, then you just get a sheet, and like cover up.
Yeah, that's true. I only sleep with a sheet.
Yeah.
So I don't try to get aggressive with the sheets.
But yeah, the big ones are like darkness, temperature, screen, blue light or red light before bed, not blue light. What other hacks do you like to use?
Well, just not eating and not drinking, so your
nutrition,
body
right?
Fat, almost like in like approaching a fasted state, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Where you're slightly dehydrated, and then your body isn't working to break down food anymore. It's not like you have to go to the bathroom, like defecate before you go into bed. It's just like obviously not having it so that you freaking have a lump of potato chips or a lump of steak, or whatever you ate for dinner. Eating super late is not going to allow you to have quality sleep.
Right.
So those things, and having a really clear understanding, and then also like understanding what you're eating, because one of the main things for as you break down, like if you had to have something, like let's say you had to have a sweet, and here's a little plug for Nutritious, but like if you did have to have something, right? A great alternative is something that you can quickly break down, right?
Yeah.
So like sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, like I haven't eaten all day or whatever whatever may happen. When you can get something that is not extensive,
right,
and then doesn't force your body to break down, and also isn't loaded up obviously with sugars, that's helpful. I find these very useful during that time frame, honestly.
These have so many uses. This is like a freaking Swiss Army knife. These are awesome, bro.
So, like at the end of the day, I'm like, oh man, I could smash something. I like, those times where like all you can think about is food. You're like, wow, like now I just got to thinking like I'm really, really hungry, and so that's just like obviously a use case, and understanding food groups that are high in serotonin. So like all the food groups that here. Specifically that are in Nutritious pouches.
Nice.
The two that we have are higher in serotonin release. People don't realize that your food, and we should have talked about this in our nutritional segments, but like food produces serotonin.
Yep.
And actually melatonin too.
And
so
it
like you
helps
can have
your gut to produce more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
So you're gonna have, and specifically like bananas, high in serotonin, sweet potatoes, high in serotonin, oats, all those things are high in serotonin, right? When you eat like whole food groups or pureed form food groups that have that high serotonin, that is a good preparatory for sleep because two chemicals that you're utilizing during sleep, right, are going to be melatonin secretion, and serotonin.
That's right.
So if you have high levels of serotonin and melatonin before sleep, right, preparing for sleep during that day, you're naturally going to sleep better.
Yeah, and you want to. That's good sometimes, but it's trying to put a Band-Aid on a situation where your body's not producing the melatonin and what's going on, right?
Yeah.
So figuring out what that is, that's probably, in most cases, too much blue light stimulation before bed. Right?
Yeah.
That's like, dude, that's every single person. It's like,
Dude, that is like a major problem.
I think it's the biggest one, and that's why I wanted to touch on that. Like, that's, to me, the number one thing.
Oh,
everyone's
my
on their phone,
gosh, man.
Instagram, whatever, right before bed.
Right before bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that stuff can wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not going to change your life.
The guy on Instagram's not. He's going to be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? Like what are you going to gather from that wrecked sleep is going to like be a trade off for?
Right.
Like probably
not at all.
Right.
Not at all. And definitely, 100% agree with you. That's going to be the major thing that you can eliminate. Number one.
Yeah, so I think if you're trying to optimize your sleep, man, that has to be your foundation. You have to get the screens off 2 hours before bed, and you're going to feel the difference, man. You do that. Just do it for a week. That's a challenge.
Yeah, that's a challenge.
Do it for
there
1 week,
should be 11-day challenge.
See how you do. It's not that hard.
No. Let's do that. 11-day challenge.
Why
Viewers. 11-day challenge. Live full field, baby.
Live full field.
I mean, if you're going to live beyond limits, you got to live full field.
Yeah. Start 11 days and then go from there.
That is all about sleep because you need to get adequate sleep, man.
Yeah, that's how everybody recovers, right? We're talking about movement. You can work out all you want, man. You're not gonna outwork out bad sleep. Right?
No,
you gotta recover.
The going back to kind of building onto the injury component. That's how your body, it goes into a hyper focused recovery state.
That's right.
I love how you said too, like, yo, you checked out up there. I'm gonna work on everything else down here, right?
Yeah.
Neck below. And so it's figuring things out. It's navigating. Hey, where can I repair things, including your obviously brain, but that is, I mean, I think that's massive. Just to be like from a recovery mechanism, like literally you are injuring your body every day by thinking. Yeah. Like you're no joke, like injuring your body every day. Like you go in to beat up that body. And then when you sleep is saying, hey, like now's the time for recovery.
Let's fix this. Yeah.
Let's
rebuild.
So sleep is like one of the most imperative things, just from life and perspective, but most importantly, longevity. Yeah. And I think that's really what we're trying to get to here is like, how are we creating the most optimal life, right? It's not like no one goes into every day. I guarantee you ask like 10 people and you're like, bro, you want to live average today? Like what would say?
Yeah, dude.
Let's live average.
Let's just be here.
Yeah, let's just like,
it's all good, man.
Yeah, unless you're depressed and you're like, dude, life sucks, like whatever. You ever also, man, complete ADHD, but this dude Anthony something that came out with that song that just freaking blew up. Blake, you know that guy I'm talking about? Is his name Anthony something?
Richmond, north of Richmond.
Richmond, north of Richmond. You heard this?
No.
This dude blew up freaking overnight.
Play it.
He was negative. Should I? What what is it?
I don't know if we can play it copyright.
Don't play it. We're gonna get in trouble.
Oh.
The last episode will get copyright strike.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
That's why we got Blake.
This dude, this dude got offered. This is completely off, but this dude got offered like millions of dollars, like ton of money. I mean, a shit ton of money, and he's like, "Nah, man, nah." He's just like a redneck that created this song, and it blew up. Like the record labels are throwing money at him right now, and he had a real super negative mindset, and then he found God, And he's like, look, man, I just love life now. I love my dog. I love me. And we're going to make it work. And I'm going to sing this song. And he sang the song, lit it up. And friggin' now it's huge.
That's crazy.
What were we talking about? Sleep. That's right.
I think we touched on the top 4 things that we would say you need for optimal sleep.
Yeah.
Light or absence of light before bed, pitch black darkness during sleep, proper temperature, right? Temperature regulation, and then proper nutrition, like leading into going to bed.
And also socks. And socks or no socks.
Socks are number 5.
And start evaluating your ankle size because
don't come around me with them skinny ankles. Right? I got you beat.
Don't come around me with those skinny ankles. We probably should come out with like an ankle program.
It'll be called full fueled ankles.
I like that. I need to work on my skinny ankles. Or we just wear friggin', the calf eyes the rest of the time.
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna end you here.
All right.
Sleep full fueled.
Sleep full fueled, baby.